And this wasn't your industry before?
Not at all.
What did you do before?
I'm a retired registered nurse.
You are?
And then my husband and I actually did welding inspection together for a while. That was his gig. I know, crazy. And here I am doing the same thing.
Is that true?
It is.
Yeah.
I swear.
3 careers now?
3 careers.
3 careers.
I started my working career as a server, and here I am again.
That's what you did first.
Yeah.
Yep.
Although I say all the time, because she's like my front of the house person and she does the books, she's my mob wife. So that's her official title.
Yeah, I love that.
It's just mob wife. Comes with the fur.
It comes. Yeah.
But this industry's been yours for a long time.
Yes, yeah. My first job was at the John Michael Kohler Art Center Cafe in Sheboygan.
Really?
Yeah, and so I did that for a while, and they did like catering and events and all that. And my first boss, Liz, love her, she told me not to go to school. So I was like, all right, I'll just, she said, pick really good restaurants of things that you want to learn and just learn every station and learn, just think there's nothing you can't learn. So that was literally my school plan, if you will. So every job I got, I just picked up every station I could. And then when I felt like I outgrew the place, I kind of just moved on to other things. And I've done so much by this point. I worked at a Chinese restaurant. I used to throw pizza. I was a candy maker. I did pastry and bakery. And those were just all jobs that I got.
And all of that made way to this.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah. And it's crazy in hindsight. Like when you're in the moment, you're just kind of like, oh, this is another job, And now I'm like, holy shit, I learned a lot. And I don't know if I'd be in the same boat I would be in if I didn't do all those jobs and I just stuck to just dinner service or whatever.
How did Toad in the Hole happen? Toad in the Hole.
So we kind of verbally agreed with the sellers. Because they're good friends too, that we were going to buy the place, and we went out to go grab some drinks to celebrate. And in summertime, when it's really damp at night, like all the toads and frogs come out on the road, and you kind of can't help but run them over sometimes, and it's gross, and they make this weird popping noise. This is taking a weird turn. Yeah. But
all of a sudden,
my dad was like, well, why don't you call it the poppin' toad? And I'm like, I don't want to think about that every time, but here we are, and I think about it every time still. And my husband was like, well, why don't you call it Toad in the Hole, because that's breakfast. And then immediately I just thought how funny it would be for our logo to be a toad with toaster on its head. So yeah, and I had a friend, old coworker that works in graphic design, and she kind of brought it to life, and that's kind of how that happened.
And does everybody ask?
Oh yeah.
A lot of people ask.
And we are like a hole in the wall, so it was pretty...
This is the prettiest hole in the wall ever.
Oh, thank you.
The wallpaper's brilliant. It's really a pretty little room.
Yeah. This was my first and maybe last design project.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, when we did it, they were just kind of like, you just design it how you want, and I wanted it to feel like people were eating in my kitchen, because I knew that I would really appreciate being at work. And actually, when we first did this, I was living with my parents, and I didn't have a house yet. So literally everything in here is decorations from my personal house.
From your house?
Yeah, because they were just sitting in storage, and we designed the whole place. And once all the finishing work was done, I was like, oh shit, I don't even know what I want to put on the walls. Like, I just didn't think about it. I was so nervous about everything matching, because it's very eclectic.
Yeah.
And I thrift a lot, so I wanted, the garbage that I find to look nice with the garbage that I design.
Right. It works.